Just so you know, tool rest, if you punch it, it hurts. All right, there are some tear out spots in here, which is fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try and sand those guys out. I see my sander, my drill right behind you. Oh, hell no. Where'd that thing go? That's a horsefly. That's a state bird. I don't play with those things. You can keep that part. All right, so for sanding purposes, I use a 2-inch disc attached to my drill. Let me go change the battery on this. I'll be right back. Ooh. Do 400 on the drill, and then I'll do 5, 6, and 800 with pads. And then we'll finish this one off with Danish oil as the finish. But since we're already sanding and I don't feel like changing out the pads, to be quite honest, we're gonna go ahead and sand the inside, and then we'll move up and grit. Now the inside can present a bit of a challenge, trying to get actually in there with the sanding pads, but it's doable. So we're gonna do it. I have literally looked around the shop for my face shield when it's on my head. Don't lie to yourself, guys. You've done it too. I don't see you. All right, so now one of the things that I like to do in between sanding grits is, I'll do this again here in a minute. All right, so one of the things that I like to do in between sanding grits is, number one, clean all the dust out from the prior grit. I still got a couple of tear up marks, but that's all right. Just give it a quick dust, get everything out, get the main stuff out. And then I like to spray it with some denatured alcohol. Now, when you're sanding, what you're doing essentially is you're crushing the fibers. And to continue to go up in grit, you're just compressing the fibers more and more and more on top of one another. So as the bowl ages, you're going to notice that it's going to get rougher and rougher to the touch. But by spraying it with denatured alcohol, it's a fast drying way to have the grains stand back up so you can chop those tall ones off again with the next grit. So that's what we're going to do. And it also cleans up any of the small amount of dust that you had in there previously. So while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and put our 80 grit back on. One of the main reasons I keep the towel, my paper towel attached to the bowl is to catch any of the alcohol before it gets flung off and gets flung back in my eye. It's not comfortable. Happened to me a couple nights ago. All right, so that was 80 grit. Now we go 120. And you'll notice that I'm gonna start spending less and less time with the various grits, because after the 60 grit, or what was supposed to be the 80 grit, the bowl had already taken shape. I had gotten out all the marks that I wanted to get out, and so the rest of the sandpaper grits are really just there to erase the grits from the prior, more aggressive one. Another cool thing about using the denatured alcohol is it kind of gives you a little preview of what the bowl is going to look like when you get your finish applied to it. So while the alcohol dries on this one, let's go ahead and move grits. It was 120, so now we're going to go to 220. Alright, that was 220. Let's wipe her down, and then we'll switch out the pad, the sanding pad again, and go to 320. It's still drying. You know, as much as I want to show you guys what this bowl's going to look like with the finish on, you're going to have to wait a couple seconds. Compliments of YouTube magic. Can get at the Woodwork Shop out in Bartlett. All right, that was 400. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just power through with 5, 6, and 800. And the reason I'm just gonna power through it, I'm not gonna sand, or I'm not gonna spray between these coats. Is these coats are just final little detail coats, and you know what? I'm actually just gonna do 2. I promise you guys, we're getting to the very best part, my favorite part of these turns. All right, before we get to actually applying the finish, we're gonna go ahead and take it off the headstock real quick. I'm gonna put on the tailstock again. We're gonna part off the bottom. We're gonna put it on the coal jaws, and then we're gonna turn the bottom, get that part finished, and then we're gonna throw on the finish. All right, guys, we're almost done with it. We've got her remounted. This time I've got the head of the bowl, or the top of the bowl, in the coal jaws, And I've got the faceplate mounted to the tailstock. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in with the parting tool. We're going to part off this sacrificial piece right here, just at the bottom. And then we'll go ahead and finish turning the bottom, get everything smooth in there, and then do the last bit of sanding and apply the finish. So let's go. Work with it. I'm going to have the tailstock in to bring this out. I like it. All right, while the bottom dries, I'm gonna pull out our Danish oil. This is like my, so we're gonna go ahead and slap on the finish. And the finish for this bowl, we're just gonna use Watco Danish oil in natural. Because I do not want to take away from the... This really is my favorite part of every turn. Watching and seeing the grain really come to life. And so what I do is I put the lathe, I turn the lathe on, I turn it on its slowest speed. And this is where the I get a majority of the surface done, and then I'll turn it off and finish wiping it down, getting in little nooks and crannies. go ahead and release the jaws. Finish wiping it all up here.